It was August 2014 that ISIS came into a small village, and the men were separated from the women, and all the men were executed. They were executed because they were Christians. The women were allowed to live. One of those women was Amal. She, her sister, and her cousin were all taken and transferred to Mosul with all the other women in her village. She was then prostituted to members of ISIS. Her two sisters, their cousin, were given to 3 soldiers of ISIS as a gift. The women were forced to travel with the men. They carried out these activities all through the Nineveh province. In total, they were held captive for almost 2 years. They were just rescued. Eventually, 2 of the 3 captors were killed, leaving the girls with a remaining captor who happened to be injured. The Nazarene Fund was alerted by the Yazidi Rescue Network that the women were there. We sponsored the rescue and returned them to their family. They are now receiving trauma care and are starting the long recovery from 2 years as a slave from ISIS in the Middle East. This is the kind of impact that you are having on Christians and Yazidis and religious minorities all around the world that are being taken, and they're being taken because of their faith. The Nazarene Fund concentrates in, against ISIS, but we have expanded that now, and soon we will be going into Northern Africa as well. You can do a little hashtag, return our children. Return our girls, but the hashtags don't work. We've decided to take action. We have a goal of $25 million in the next 12 months, and that will rescue hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women and children who are being held as slaves. We also are going after the organ trafficking market in the Muslim world, and it's nasty. If you would like to make a difference, $5 makes a difference. Pledge an Abraham Lincoln, a $5 bill every month to the Nazarene Fund and become an abolitionist and help us break up this slave trade in the Middle East and all around the world. The NazareneFund.org. The NazareneFund.org.
I think it's one of those things, too, that winds up falling a little bit out of our view because the battle against ISIS is going better, right? Like we've improved our standing comes to the actual, they've lost territory and everything else. And it kind of feels, I think to me, and I think to a lot of people, because it's not in the news every day, we're not seeing the horror stories every day, that this has stopped. It hasn't.
So it's actually gotten, in some ways, it's gotten worse because now we've replaced ISIS with Iran. And the Iran brigade is now coming in, and they are actually advancing on the Yazidis and the Kurds. Where ISIS, we had them at bay with the Yazidis and the Kurds. Now Iran is advancing. So it's a mess, and we feel we have about 18 months to do some real work to save these Christians and Yazidis, and we sure could use your help. We ask that you would help us get the word out and make a donation if you can. The NazareneFund.org. The NazareneFund.org.